Give me time for Instagram to catch up. Okay. All right. Instagram is live.
All right.
Welcome, you sexy mother lovers.
What up? What's going
Yeah.
on?
Hola.
You already know what it is. You already know what it is. I even had to change the background for this. So check it. Yo, yo, yo. Thank you guys for tuning in to Technically Speaking News, episode 92, where we're giving you news
That
That
you can
you can
use.
use.
Hey, hey.
Hey, yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like the
yeah.
Bobby
Hey, yeah,
Shmurda.
yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yo. So look, we back at it like bad habits with crack addicts. Talk to me. How was you guys' weekend? How was y'all weekend?
Did not go as planned. It was raining here the whole day. And so our big
Damn.
Easter party that we were going to throw ended up not happening. We had a cold front come in. I didn't put up our
Oh,
giant water slide like we were going to do. And,
Oh,
no Easter egg hunt, no nothing.
oh.
So it was unfortunate.
That sucks.
Yeah.
they still get a
Didn't go as
basket of
planned.
candy though, right? Got to give them that basket of candy.
Absolutely. The girls definitely get a basket every year. And my husband and I were talking about my older daughter, who's about to be 17 in a couple of months. And she well, don't catch me lying. Next month, the end of next month, she'll be 17. And so he tells me on Saturday night, we were putting the baskets together, and he goes, one more basket for this one, and that's it.
Okay.
I was
That's
like,
cool.
She gonna
I
be
don't know. What do
helping
you
with the baskets.
I don't know. What do you think? When kids turn 18, like if you got some adult children still living in the house, what do you think? No basket, maybe a little Easter candy bag. What are we thinking?
I think they should help participate in making the baskets for the younger ones.
I don't know, man. My mom still gives me a little basket of candy.
Yeah.
Aw.
Okay.
Love you, Mom.
Aw.
Shout out to moms. That's what's up, man. My mom just cooked and she just gave my kids up. She was like, they call me Giovanni, my middle name. And she was like, Giovanni, come over here and get all this food for the babies. I had cooked. I literally told her, I was like, Mama, I had already prepped food for the week. She's like, all right. And so then she called me right when I'm about to go pick up my daughter. Like, just come by and pick up this food. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
She already got it boxed up and everything ready to go.
Yeah. You know what
I'm trying to take care of you and the babies, man.
Yeah, she does that, you know what I'm saying? Because she knows, she knows the hustle of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And then my wife, when she get off of work, she not trying to cook. But I mean, I cook. I'm a cook. I'm a man in the kitchen. I'm a chef, no less.
I cook my food too, man, but I don't like cooking every day. Sometimes you just need a break.
Oh yeah, no.
You got someone to cook that meal for you, it's even better. Oh,
no,
man.
definitely.
I cook almost every day. So I get off of work between 2:30 and 3, and then my husband has to leave at like 4:50 to get to school on the other side of town. So as soon as I come home, I'm cooking.
How many of those days are warmed up leftovers, though? Come on, be honest. Be honest.
My husband does
warming it up and changing it a little bit.
Nope, my husband does not like leftovers. He is so weird. I was like, man, boy, you act like it's gonna mold in the fridge overnight. It's not. And then he's over here like, Lord, it's me again with these leftovers. I'm like, man, you need to check your heart.
I'm gonna keep it real. I love leftovers because that means the season sat in for a while. That means it's a lot better. But I got 3 kids. I don't have leftovers. I don't like. Whenever I do cook for leftovers, like to prep a whole lot, somehow, some way, kids come in and be like, Daddy, I'm hungry. I'm like, I ain't cooking again. So you can go ahead and eat.
Last Sunday, I made chicken fajitas and beef fajitas on the pit outside. And so Monday came around, and Mondays, because we have the show, I typically do like a quick dinner. Well, I ended up repurposing all that fajita, and I was like, I made cheesy quesadillas with chicken fajita inside of them and stuff.
Wouldn't that be considered leftovers?
But I turned that one meal into 2 meals, my friend.
That's called remix.
Use them leftovers. Remix your meals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially if it's just meat. Come on, let's get creative in the kitchen.
But
Yeah,
no, for
right.
real. Like
Think
I said
about it. If
last
you got
time.
a cow and you cook that cow right, you're not gonna eat that cow in one night. What you gonna do? You gonna throw the rest of that cow away? I don't think so. You're gonna freeze it,
Talking
right?
to cow.
Repurpose.
You gonna figure it out, man, because we're gonna eat.
Right? Oh yeah, it's farm life down there, right? You get the cow, you kill the cow, you eat the cow.
A lot of
Right?
people do. Yeah, it's like I think it's like 1,200 for half a cow, if I'm not mistaken.
They
Oh
grow
my.
their own cows, right? Like sheep, and then they just like sell it to people. Like beef,
Yeah,
that's
some people
Texas,
do
right?
it.
You could get in trouble for defaming beef in Texas. Can you believe that?
Yes.
So why would somebody what give me a way how somebody would defame beef?
Well, I first learned about this watching King of the Hill, where Hank Hill had a big ass colon clog of meat, and someone took a picture of that and placed it next to a hungry kid with a bowl. And the purpose of it being, there are hungry kids in other places starving, while this fat American has huge, enlarged intestines full of meat, right? And in order for Hank Hill to take it down, he had to go to the Texas State Commission and pose that beef law, right? And apparently you can't defame beef in Texas. It's against the law. So if you
I
are down there talking shit about
never
beef,
heard of that.
gotta be careful, man. Gotta watch it to pull that
Oh.
license.
Mm. So I guess you can't just eat the meat. You gotta make sure you don't. You gotta treat the beef right. Treat it
Yeah.
right. Oh,
Because they have feelings, those cows, they got feelings.
oh man. So when you cut in the beef, it just be like
You got to
Wait,
keep in mind, there are people out there who think cow farts are going to destroy the world. So, go
are
figure.
you serious?
wait a second. I want to make sure that I'm hearing you right. Are you saying defang like a snake, or fame like
No,
defamation?
defaming, like criticizing, talking shit about beef.
Okay.
You can get in trouble for that. In
It
Texas.
is illegal to defame beef in Texas under the food libel laws, which are
Yeah,
designed
that's
to
what I just said.
protect the state's agricultural products. I was like, I don't think this has ever been a topic of conversation.
No.
I learned about this
No.
on King of the Hill, y'all. Watch those cartoons, man. You'll be
Oh my
surprised what you
God.
can learn. That's how I learned about FOIA as well. Oh, the FOIA Act.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
What the hell is a FOIA Act, bro? You got to
Freedom
come
of
on, man.
information.
You giving us news that we can use. Go on, talk to us
Freedom
about the
It's
of
the
FOIA.
information. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What is it, Bobby? Freedom of Information Act, right?
Freedom of Information Act, yes.
Yeah, man. You could go online and you could get anything. You just got to go and fill out the proper paperwork to submit, and you could get the documentation on almost anything you want. That's
It
public
says,
record.
while free speech is protected, intentionally spreading false, malicious information about the safety or quality of beef in Texas is illegal. That's wild.
Wow.
Don't mess with Texas.
That's some wild bull.
So this is a wild bull. I see what you did there.
It's some news you could use, man. That's what we bring it to the table. Food
Yeah.
facts for
Oh, bring it
that ass.
to the table. What we talking about today, y'all? Bobby, what's
No,
on
no,
the agenda?
man.
What we talking about?
Take us somewhere, Corey.
Okay, we got a few different things, Corey. I think we're talking about Kanye West today. What's Kanye doing?
Man, Kanye West.
What's he doing?
So Kanye West
Selling out?
dropped. We talked a little bit about it on the episode last week about him dropping a new album, and streaming it on YouTube. However, his album has came on all streaming platforms, and he performed out here in California at the SoFi Stadium. Now, with
Nice.
that performance, Kanye did what he does. I can't look. I'm gonna be honest with you. When somebody is that good at what they do, I mean, he's good. He sold out both shows with a total of 160,000 total attendance. That's 80,000 per night.
Man.
His show has him standing on a globe performing. He had Lauryn Hill, Travis Scott, CeeLo Green over the 2 nights come out and perform.
Yeah.
Not to mention, he grossed $33 million.
Holy
Yeah, those
cow.
tickets were not cheap.
Nah, they weren't. But he went through his catalog, like his old catalog, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. That old catalog is like some of my favorite music from Kanye. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the bad kids out there too. because they also participated in writing on the Bully album, and my big bro Malik Yusuf wrote on a lot of the other albums too. So you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, this was good for Kanye West. Now here's the not so good, but it's still another good. So there's a wireless festival out in the UK, right? The wireless festival out in the UK is really big out there. It's one of their biggest festivals. Now, Pepsi was one of the biggest sponsors out there. But when they found out Kanye was headlining, not just performing, but headlining, they pulled out. But in a matter of 24 hours, Coca-Cola was like, whoop, there it is. They done hop right back in. And they was like, they gonna go ahead and pick up that tab. So the question that I have is, what do you guys feel about these things now that Kanye West is back? I mean, he if anybody, he made the best comeback after being canceled as an artist that was out there. I would assume. What do you guys?
If I'm a business and I'm looking at somebody at Kanye, regardless if I like your politics or not, if you're putting butts in seats, that money is green. No matter which side of the aisle you decide to sit on at the end of the day. The money's green and it's paying bills and keeping everybody, fat and happy, as they would like to say, in these type of monopolies. The more power to them.
Man, what about you, Don?
He chose a good location for making his comeback, being in LA, with how diverse LA is. Both not only ethnically, but like diverse politically, and controversy. People in LA, we love controversy and controversial people, and so I didn't watch the whole concert, but yeah, I saw a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube. Amazing. I so wish that I could afford to go to these concerts, because to see the way he arranged the stage as a globe, that I could only imagine all the other things he did with that throughout the course of the show with other songs, like in my imagination kind of runs wild, not knowing, because he's got such an influx of songs that with a stage like that, you could put anything across that thing, man. And wow, man. Yeah, that was amazing. I had never seen that before, man. Good job, Kanye.
And
that was amazing.
Good job, Kanye. And guess what? You can actually, I don't know if this was done purposely or not, but you can actually go on YouTube. I'm not mentioning those channels, but actually watch the show. You can literally watch
full show, huh? Really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's, and it's not under his channel, because I'm seeing channels. These are non-American channels. And I'm like, this should be banned, but it's not. Because I mean, if we get strike for just playing 20 seconds of an oldie song, I don't see how they get a whole Kanye West concert up on here.
VPN.
Well, no, even VPN, it's still got to get to that doggone server. And no matter what, YouTube got, YouTube is vicious. They vicious with it. But you said something real good, real important right there, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? If it gets butts in the seat, that makes sense. And I think honestly, that's good for business, right? It's good for business. I know that in the past, Kanye West lost a lot of relationships. However, I guess we're at the point where we can forgive, right? We can forgive, or if there's a dollar sign that's attached to that forgiveness, right? It's like a dowry, right? You take my daughter, you take this forgiveness, you're gonna have to pay. But in the same breath, it's like, I'm not mad at the man. I don't know him personally, never met him. But some of his music got me through some tough times. You know what I'm saying? Through the Wire. I love that song, right? That whole college dropout. I felt the same way.
I heard Through the Wire like a week ago, and it took me I closed my eyes and I could see myself sitting on my bed as a kid, listening to that song as a teenager.
Yeah, I mean, look, if anything, some of his statements though that he said about other people, even JC, what he said about his Jay-Z and them children, I think that was very inappropriate. But again, I don't know Kanye, so I'm not the one to be able to judge him. All I can say is like, hey, keep making some hits, bro. Keep making the hits.
Yay.
Yep.
I think Kanye is going to be one of those artists where, like, whenever in the future, whenever he passes away, they're gonna drop other stuff that we've never got to hear before. You know what I mean? Like the behind the scenes things that probably just didn't make it onto the albums.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think, or yeah, because his daughter performed with them too. So I'm sure he's definitely piling up a lot of music so that
Are you talking about North?
Yeah, North
Okay.
performed with them too.
Oh,
And
that's
I'm
cool.
pretty sure what will happen, and I don't want to wish demise on anybody. I'll just say when he retired, right? When Kanye West retires, that what'll end up happening is, like, if you want more music from Kanye, you're gonna probably get it from North. And the way he's grooming her, you're gonna have a great Northwest. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Northwest. But
Mm-hmm.
you got a Kanye West, you got a Northwest. But
Interesting.
that's my 2 cents in the pickle with it. So what's the deal with you guys? What do y'all think?
So
About
yeah,
like
I think it's cool. I like Kanye and what he's doing. He, like I said earlier, I like the controversy that he brings. He definitely has viewpoints and says things to open the mind of people. And a lot of people consider it crossing the line, but if he says something on the other side, they love him for it. So it's kind of like one of those weird things where it all depends on what he's saying at the moment, right? And so I respect him for using his freedom of speech to the fullest
Yeah.
and not and being unapologetic about it, right? Like you could love him or hate him, and he's not gonna care because he knows people are gonna support. And like I would support, and I do support, but you need to drop the prices on some of those tickets, man, or do more shows at those medium-sized venues, man. Go to Anaheim, right at the Toyota Center, right? Stop trying to do Intuit domes, all right? Most
Yeah.
people can't afford that shit.
Yeah.
Can't even afford the parking. Parking $42.
Not anymore. It's
Crazy, man.
$80 for the parking over there.
Oh my
Jeez.
gosh, man. But,
Yeah, man. I
yeah,
went.
Kanye's cool, man. And his family's like it's interesting with his daughter. We should talk about that one day, right? Like with
Yeah.
I heard she's kind of torn because Kim Kardashian's trying to groom her too. And those are two completely different philosophies
Yeah. Two
being
different
taught to
worlds.
this young person trying to figure it all out.
I do like his unapologetic attitude. He's like, you're at the end of the day, you're not going to make everybody happy. You're really
Right.
not. You can't sit there and even try to make everybody happy because even if you did that, somebody would still find a flaw somewhere. Somebody's going to critique you and be like, you weren't good enough in this area. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, like you don't pay my bills. You could run your mouth all you want. I'm
Yeah.
still gonna stack these paper over here. So you just say whatever you want.
Stack that paper.
Like his song, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And now his
Moving
kids
on.
telling daddy, "You can't tell me nothing, daddy. You can't tell me nothing."
But moving on, man. Talk to us about the millennial moment, Don. Swing it back to your way, brother. Let us know
Yes,
what's going on.
no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question?
Question.
You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now.
Wow.
You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. Right? This is what Young West is saying to Old West now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. Right? Life is unfair. Malcolm in the
Yeah,
Middle, y'all.
Good
love it.
song. Good song.
Yeah, man.
Love it. Love it.
2000,
Born to
January
die.
2000.
Rope.
I was 18 years old. So this wasn't affecting me as a high schooler at that point, but man, the message was real. Life as a young person was difficult, man.
Right. That's the one that had Topanga, right?
No, that's
Nah.
Boy Meets World.
Okay,
Yep,
my
that was a little bit earlier. This was the one that had Frankie Muniz
Frankie.
as the It also had the
nice.
dad, Bryan Cranston, who's the guy who's the dude from Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
You might
Oh,
remember him from Breaking Bad.
yeah.
Heisenberg.
Yeah, right. There's a huge cast, right? Justin Burfield was one of the young ones, Christopher Madison and stuff like that, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a great show, tailored to the young millennial generation. It had some great scenes with the family members and family interactions, right? And I remember watching it when it would come out, and they're trying to do something new. They're going to revamp it. They're coming out with the new Malcolm in the Middle that's going to be airing. Apparently, the release is soon. It's April 10th, right? So, like
Oh
in
wow.
yeah, not even, and it'll be on Hulu. So if you guys
Mhm.
are Malcolm in the Middle fans, they're bringing it back, and they're bringing back the entire original cast, right? And it's them. Let's see now, 2000 ended in 2007, so 20 years later, right? We're going to be seeing these people 20 years later, and the parents are
Yeah.
still around. The kids are now our age, you know, 40, 50. They probably got some kids. I don't know the plot yet, but I will
Right.
be watching for sure because like it
Hey,
was
that's
cool
right.
when I was watching that, man. Y'all tell me about that show when you were younger. You tell me you watched the show, man. How did it
I'm,
hit you?
I'm gonna keep it real, man. I wasn't watching much TV at that time. Times was hard, so I didn't even have cable. I was
Hmm.
working. So when I came home, I turned to channel 4 or 5 and watched Dragon Ball Z, and that was at midnight.
All right.
But
I think it came on channel 11.
right. But at whew, what was it? It comes out Fridays, right? You said it's coming on the 10th, right?
Yeah, according to the
Okay.
Wikipedia and the 6 other things that the Google told me.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna check it out. I'll go back and spin it back and watch the old episodes because I have Hulu. So I'm gonna watch
Mhm.
that and then I'm gonna catch up and then I'm gonna check it out. And I might bring it back. Let's do a review next week.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
okay, we can do that. I
You know what
think
I'm
with
saying?
Hulu they don't release the whole thing, the whole season like they do with Netflix. Like you're probably gonna have to wait weekly. But I'm not sure because I think it is a Hulu original. I'm not sure if
Mhm.
it's a Hulu original or not, but sometimes you got to do that with Hulu. You got to wait, for the broadcast to catch up.
Yeah. Like Paramount, not Paramount, but Peacock the same way. When I watch Law and Order on Thursday, on regular TV, but if I want to watch it on Peacock, I gotta wait till Friday. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
Well, Bobby, let me ask you a question because I know you love the parenting topic and you're helping us a lot. When you look at Malcolm in the Middle and the way those parents was raising those kids, give me a critique on those parents raising them kids. You think they were good values or not so strong, more dysfunctional values?
Very, very dysfunctional values. I do like Bryan Cranston as an actor. I think he did a good job of playing Malcolm's dad, but I do think he was a very passive father. And then I
Mhm.
always felt like the mom was super overwhelmed, and the boys did absolutely nothing to help her. And if anything, they just made things so much worse.
Mhm.
I was like, man, they need some discipline. There's no discipline.
Yeah.
A lot of
And
dysfunction.
it's cool. I mean, it's not so much cool, but it's kind of weird that you say that, right? Because like it kind of seemed like that was the times for the TV shows and cartoons at that time. Because like I remember, like it kind of all started with The Simpsons, right? That dysfunctional family
Mhm,
atmosphere, and like some other
mhm.
cartoons expanded on it, like Family Guy. But like Malcolm in the Middle, they took it like into the real life version, right? Of all right, now here's this real life dysfunctional family, and there's
Yeah.
different dynamic from watching like Roseanne or the Cosby Show or something,
Mhm.
something like with the more functional nuclear family like design, and so I think that's kind of why I related to it a little bit because I felt like I was kind of from a little bit of a dysfunctional family, right? And it
Mhm.
felt right in line with like the Simpsons mantra and what I was kind of already being groomed kind of to feel like in a certain way as a young person, man. What do you
You
think
know,
about that?
I don't even think I ever, kind of put those two together. That Malcolm in the Middle was obviously a very dysfunctional family, similar to The Simpsons, and yet they almost like normalized the, some giving something relatable. This relatable content to people where you're like, man, this almost reminds me like exactly of my family. I related really well to Full House. Watched a lot of Full House, and because I lived with my dad and my two sisters, as he did, on Full House too, with Danny Tanner and the
Mhm.
and stuff. And so that was very
R.I.P. Bob
relatable
Saget.
to me. Whereas, same thing with Malcolm in the Middle. You could have a kid that's literally the middle child, and it's like, man, how is this happening? You got the older brother who's just a straight up jerk, and then the little brother is just a baby.
Yeah. Little
So
Dewey, man. I started
Yeah.
watching.
Oh my
I
God.
started
Really.
rewatching some of them, and the first thing that hit me off was like, how smart was that little kid, man? That little kid was like such a great actor for being a little ass kid, man. Like,
Mhm.
I'd like to see where he's at now as an adult, right? Because now
Uh,
he's like a Gen Zer, right? Like he's a
should be
legit
Right.
interesting.
22, 23-year-old Gen Zer, probably, or like
Uh,
Yeah.
probably closer to the 30 mark, I guess, maybe. I don't. Yeah, we're getting so old, man. They won some awards. I'll just end it with a
mhm.
couple more things, man. They can you guess which awards they've won? They won multiple awards, but see if you guys can guess a couple of
Did they win a
I'm sure
SAG?
they won an Emmy award.
them.
Definitely.
They got an Emmy.
What about a SAG?
No SAG. Well,
Okay.
SAG doesn't say on here, but it says they won Emmys, multiple Emmys. They won a Peabody and they won a
Wow.
Grammy.
And a
A
Grammy. Oh wow.
Grammy?
Yeah.
Oh, that song, that intro song is
Yep.
very catchy. Like
Now,
I never watched it, but I always heard "You're not the boss of me," so I knew
have
that
you
was.
ever heard the song in its entirety?
No, I haven't. I
You
haven't.
know, I listened to it because I wanted to memorize the words to the theme song for this episode. For this episode we're doing here. So I
Yeah.
listened to I googled it, right, and it was the whole song. Right after the end of that, it completely flips into a different type of sounding song. Man, I would encourage everybody to listen
Wow.
to the song in its entirety because the flip once the chorus ends to the actual like next verse of what he's saying, it sounds
Mhm.
like a completely different fucking song. Totally,
Oh,
completely different song. It's
wow.
weird.
I love
So
it.
so again, yeah, we got the new season is coming out this week or next week. But all of it's streaming on local stuff, right? You can catch it on Hulu.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all on Hulu, right? Disney Plus or Hulu by itself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think when it originally aired, if I'm not mistaken, it was one of those shows that was on ABC, so it wasn't a like something on cable. I think it
Nah,
was
it was
something
a
that you
No,
could
channel
it was
that
on
see,
Fox.
or it was on
was on
Fox,
Fox.
right? I was like,
Oh,
it was
so it
on
was a
Fox or
Fox play.
ABC.
Yeah.
Now for us in San Antonio, it was Fox 29. Always had his
Okay,
own
yeah, it's
little,
11 here.
his own little
Fox
jingle.
11.
Fox 11. That's
Hmm.
funny.
So that's
Fox.
about it, man. I wanted to flash back on the Malcolm in the Middle for the millennial moment, and just they keep on blasting us with these new revamps of shows from 20 years ago, right? Is it lazy writing or is it just good content? You
Nah, man,
decide.
it's nostalgia. It
There
is
it is.
nostalgia.
I think it's a little bit of laziness, but definitely love the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
Create
think the
something new,
shows
Hollywood. Something new.
I think the show's actually going to do really good because I've seen where they try to bring other shows back with a completely different cast. I don't want to watch that crap. I don't
Yep.
want to watch that. The whole reason why I watched the show was because of the cast.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
like when they came out with Fuller House, guess what? I tuned right back in because it was everybody that I grew up seeing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so of
Did,
course it was to me it was great content and I don't have to worry if I walk inside the room or walk inside the living room and I see my daughter watching, Fuller House, I'm not going to trip because I already seen it. I don't got to worry about the content that she's, looking at. So
right. On Fuller House, did Bob Saget, was he in it before he passed?
he was, yes.
Okay. I wonder,
Only
that's
the
right. I wonder.
only
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I'll say the only ones that weren't in it were Mary Kate and Ashley.
Oh, wow.
They're the only ones. They made references to them, but they weren't in it. But Bob Saget was.
Oh, man. R.I.P. Bob Saget. He
Mhm.
was hilariously funny. Um, Man, it's crazy. But when you said something about revamping shows, right? Like I remember they revamped what was that show? That not revamped, they just brought it back. Roseanne, and then she had her situation. And then they had to go ahead and keep the show going. So they came out with the Connors. Is the Connors still going?
Yeah, it's still on there, but their ratings dropped dramatically once Roseanne left.
Right.
Roseanne was the backbone of that show. But it's one of those extremely kind of like progressive type shows, right? So if you don't
Mhm.
have extreme progressive values, you're probably not going to like that show at all.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
But they're
Um,
all if you're like progressive, like that's a good show for the progressive movement,
Mm.
right,
I
right,
had
right.
a
entertainment.
I had a friend of mine that she is she's a good friend. She works up here in San Antonio, but on a nicer side of town, I should say. And Roseanne came in for an appointment, and
Mm,
so she got to meet her and her team of like nurses and stuff. Got to take pictures with her, and she said she was super sweet, very down to earth person, very nice, good to talk to people and everything. So
Well,
That's good to know, because sometimes you meet people, or like finally you get to meet somebody and you're like, dang, man, now you can't look at them the same because the interaction was just terrible.
She made a song with somebody recently. One of
yeah,
those
last
white
year.
musicians with like the
Yeah,
tattoos on his face. I don't know his name though.
yeah.
His name is Tom McDonald, because he
There
is
you go.
all over my playlist.
Yeah.
You ought to see it. If you haven't seen it, it's good. They do cornrows and Roseanne's hair and stuff, and she's out there rapping with
They were
him.
quite
Oh
disrespectful.
my gosh. I loved it.
Oh, from that
I love Tom
viewpoint,
McDonald.
yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, that is an interesting
I
point.
did see that. I did see that video. I was like, damn. There's
Damn,
no
what's that word,
respect.
man? Still in culture? What cultivation or some
You talking
shit?
about culture vulture?
Yeah, is that what? Yeah,
Nah,
that's what they
nah,
call it.
that wasn't that. That's not what I was talking about. I heard the song. I saw the video and I was like, that's edgy. But if we got edgy on our, if you got a Kanye, then you can have that. You know what I'm saying?
Have you
Hey,
seen
there you go.
Tom McDonald's views and his subscribers? And he was the #1 artist on the top like Billboard for a while, because he's an independent artist. He's not
Yeah.
signed to a label. It's him and Nova Rockefeller, which is his girlfriend, his longtime girlfriend. She does all the editing for all his videos. They do all the music videos themselves.
Oh,
They
yeah,
got they got some bangers, man.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. But hey, you know, hey. I just look. I was like, damn. But anyway,
We'll have to come back around to that.
yeah, we could. That's a good topic for later for a different show, but definitely a good topic for a different show. However, Bobby, Don, are you wrapping up the millennial moment with that?
That's it for the millennial moment, man. That is it.
Right. Yeah.
A little nostalgia.
For sure. So
I like that. All right.
yes.
So we're gonna hit into the next segment. All right. So it's kind of a parenting topic, but listen, even if you're not a parent, maybe you're a mentor, maybe you're seen as a leader or some sort of guidance counselor type to any type of young adult. How do you give somebody advice on their first job? When you encourage them to, kind of step out and start putting in their resumes and start tailoring their resumes to make sure that when they go sit in front of somebody, they're actually going to do a good job. So when we're talking about first jobs, how do you find the right one? What do you do? How do you know it's going to be a good fit? What are some things that that you think that we could look out for? In this topic, we have, a real life scenario where, me being a parent, I end up just giving y'all real life things of what's going on. Last week, my daughter said, okay, I want to start saving up for a car, and so I was like, all right, here's what this looks like. What can you possibly do to get a good job? You've got to be, mindful of where you work, especially because you're going to have, probably going to need a ride because of where we live. There's no buses around here. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So parents gotta come in. But how do you help them find the right first job? What do you think?
Don, you want to take that first?
First job. Because it's like you asked two questions.
I did.
And so there's different advice for both of those. If we're starting with the job part first, right? What do I tell someone with their first job? Be the hardest worker there. Work harder than everybody else there, and make sure people see you working harder than everybody else there, and see how far you can go. And if they don't, give you what you deserve in accordance to how hard you're working, start looking for other places while continuing to work there until you find something that's going to pay you what you're worth. And if you need a start, go to a trade school. Fuck college, man. Go to a trade school and learn how to do a labor job. Electricians are #1 job right now because everything's turning towards electricity anyway. So you might as well learn how to install an air conditioning, because what a guy told me was, if you look on top of every building, you see an air conditioner. And every air conditioner you can fix is money in your pocket. So
that's really
I clean pools. If you want to have fun and stare at water all day, get a truck. Spend about $500 in at some
Chemicals.
store for equipment like a pole and a net and a vacuum, and go clean some pools. Right, charge $100 a month. There you go.
That's
If you
pretty
live in
good.
LA, charge $150 to $200 a month once a week
You know
service.
what? Quick side note from the topic. You actually mentioned something good about the electricians. On my way home today, I heard a commercial on the radio about the IBEW. That's I think it's like the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. I think they have them all around the U.S., but the ones here specifically in San Antonio, they're looking for very specific people who can work on, electrical equipment. They were starting out at $37.40 an hour. An hour. You know what I mean?
They
Any
got
just about,
benefits,
and
man,
they got
401k
benefits.
packages, dental, all that shit. Probably a
That's
They got,
union
exactly
job.
yep, they got it, the union job. And so when you think about that, I mean, it depends on what area you want to go into. If you're going to be a lawyer, you're absolutely going to need college. However, we are always going to need people, on the trade side. Always people. But as far as your first job, some of that too depends on the skill set of the individual that you're talking to. So I spoken to y'all before on the show about me writing resumes for veterans. Well, I had the opportunity to sit down and write my daughter's resume, and she's like, "Mom, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have any job experience." Hold on a second. I was like, "You've been a barista at the church for the last 2 years, right? Our church has its own cafe. And every single Sunday, she serves the 10 o'clock service with me. She serves in the cafe. I serve outside. And so she's running, the POS system. She's running back and forth, getting products, looking at inventory, working on the espresso machine, getting customer orders, making sure that she's smiling as she's speaking with people and making those connections with individuals." I was like, "You don't even realize it, but I got you." And I ended up doing her resume, little magic from ChatGPT, just kind of helped lay the foundation. I didn't take all of what ChatGPT said, but I took pieces and tailored it to what I needed, right? And I was like, "Oh, you know what? That's perfect." And so when I showed her the resume, she was like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, how did you do this?" I was like,
for real.
"Girl, don't even worry about it." So on top of that, I had told her, "Hey, remember, you started working for our company when you were 12." She was like, "Yeah, but I didn't do nothing but vacuum." No.
That's house
We're not
cleaning.
we're not about to dismiss what you were doing with your dad when he was teaching you this. When you walked inside that person's house, did you ignore them? "Oh no, I told them hello. It was nice to meet them." But I was okay. So you were giving them customer service.
Customer
When
service.
you were done vacuuming, you were making sure that none of the hoses were messing up people's walls, and you were doing hose management. You were looking at the equipment. Dad had you go down and check the water levels on the tank. All of those things, whether you realize or not, are skills that are required even out in the workplace. And so she's 16 with two nice, decent sized bullet points of places that she's worked, right?
Right.
And stuff. So help them build a resume, but I also told her too, don't sit in front of don't sit in an interview in front of a manager and not come not be able to reflect what I've put on your resume. You make sure to speak with eloquence, with correct mannerisms. We're not going to be saying like. I don't know if y'all have, if y'all's teenagers.
I do, and I can't stand it.
I'm like, first of all, we don't speak like that. That's not going to work, And so, getting them prepared for what the next, few years are going to look like, because adulting is hard.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but there seems to be like a shift that I'm hearing from other parents too. Their kids are afraid to get older. They're afraid to be adults, and what that responsibility kind of looks like, and driving and managing a home and managing finances and stuff. And those things can be scary. And I didn't find them scary. I just thought they were part of life. But I'm trying to, come to the realization not everybody obviously thinks the same. But I told my daughter, I said, you don't even got to worry. I said, I'll be here. I'll kind of hold your hand through some of it, but there's going to be some things you're going to have to learn on your own. However, when you get a real job, you're going to need a bank account. So what did I do? I went to the bank. I said, hey, I want to open a bank account for my daughter. Thank God I was able to do it online, but I did. We opened up a checking account for her. I said, so when you go and get your first job, you don't even have to worry about paper checks. You're going to get direct deposit. You don't even got to worry about it, because in the real world, that's what we do. Everything is going to be direct deposit. So we set her up with a checking account, and right before we got into the show, I said, "Hey, you got your debit card in the mail." She's like, "Oh my gosh, I got a credit card." No, ma'am, that is
A
a debit card.
Debit.
A
Debit.
debit card.
Yeah.
You got no money, you spend no money. So you don't need a credit card, and those are some things, it's kind of a part of having that first job. What we can look forward to is ensuring that our kids have, a decent little resume, figure something out, even if they're mowing lawns.
Yeah.
Get something together with them. And then my daughter's done like pet sitting for neighbors, and she's done childcare sitting for somebody else. So I've built her a personal references worksheet to go along with her resume. So should somebody say, "Hey, do you have any professional references? Have you worked for such and such?" And so we'll be able to put down a few different people that she's done some jobs for in the past, and hopefully be good reference points for her leadership and skills. And encourage your kids to get out there. Don't be afraid. We all got to get out in the real world and put your best foot forward.
Hey,
And just like you said, Donald, be the best, be that hard worker, stand out, encourage. That's what I would do. I would always tell my daughter, like, don't worry about blending in with everybody else when you were called to stand out.
Yeah.
Nah, we're gonna hate on you for being such a hard worker, and then you just take it, whatever.
I got a different point of view of that, but
go ahead, let's hear it.
All right, so BAP. Look for a job that's gonna get you benefits and perks. Okay. So the benefits, obviously, you work at a Starbucks, you get benefits because you get 401k, college tuition, perks, free coffee, discount items in stores and things like that. Plus, you know what I'm saying? If you 16 and you rocking a green apron, you the man or the woman. You know what I'm saying?
But the whole man.
But also, have, when I say perks as well, realize, and I told my kids this from the jump, when you decide to go into the workforce, if you work, say for instance, you work at a McDonald's. Now, I don't recommend it, but if you do work at a McDonald's, don't stay there too long, because if you're there for more than 2 years and you're in the same position, go apply at Burger King and then apply for the position that you wanted at McDonald's. Why? Because you already have the skill set for the person who already tossing the fries. You know what I'm saying? I learned late in my adult career and my job, and it was literally at my last job before I became started running my own business. I had a she was a coworker, but she became a friend, and she was telling me, like, Corey, you got 20 years in this company, and she was like, that's a good and a bad thing. She was like, the good thing is you show that you have, you got good work ethic, because we're on a commission, and from working in commission for 20 years, that's a skill set. You know what I'm saying? Because if you miss your quota in 3 months, you automatically out. They kick you out. But she was like, the bad part about it was you never upgraded yourself. You relied on them to give you a raise when you could have easily just went to another company and gave yourself a $2,000-$3,000 raise. And I didn't think about that. And so I was like, that makes sense. And then like I say, 2 years after I'm working for myself, I see a lot of people, the YouTube gurus telling you like, upgrade yourself. Don't have a loyalty to a business or a corporation unless it's yours. Have a loyalty to you, your finance, and your pocketbook. And I always told that to my clients who came to buy cell phones from me. They're like, man, I got to pay full price for this iPhone, whatever. I'm like, you don't. You can also go over to AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, and buy a phone from them. You know what I'm saying? Your loyalty isn't to the company, it's to your family and your bottom line, right? I even said that to business customers when I was working there, and they understood that. And what that did was that allowed me to be able to build relationships that now serve me in my independence. You know what I'm saying? As an entrepreneur. So I always have to look at it, like, if I was to go back into the workforce, what I would do is, one, I would also look, like I said, look at the benefits and perks. If the perks is better than the benefits, then it may get me for a year. But if benefits are good, I mean, I already have benefits with my wife where she works, but if my benefits are better, then you probably give me for 2.5, 3 more years. But I will never stop working my business, because ultimately my business is going to be to the point where my kids can work for me and with me, not just so they can take over the business, because I don't want them to do that if that's not their goal, but for them to know how to be treated right as an employee. Because some of these companies, real talk, they got some buttholes as managers and supervisors, and I don't want my kid working for somebody like that, because I'll be the one to go in there and kick somebody's butt. Just period. I'm trying not to curse, so that's the reason why I didn't say any of those sly curse words.
I'm getting too old to fight, man.
Yeah, no, not for my kids, bro. You develop a whole different energy and anger when you
I
see
did.
babies.
You saying that just builds up my blood pressure, because I had told my daughter that don't ever get yourself in a situation when you're in a working situation and you're with another man alone.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Get out of the situation, even if you think that they're your friend, because it's those people that can turn on you at any moment. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit here and let somebody try to get away or try to bully my daughter into something that she is not prepared to handle.
Yeah.
Basically. And so the good thing is we live like 12 minutes away from HEB. I don't know if y'all have heard of HEB or not, but it is the largest grocer in the United States, but most of it's based here in the San Antonio, in the Texas area. HEB is huge in Texas. They're like one of the top 5 employers. Nice. So as far as benefits and perks, absolutely. Yeah. I like that, the B and the P, right? And so we want to make sure, I believe my daughter's going to be applying there this week. And one of the best things is that it's flexible. Right, so you can work part-time, still go to school, because our focus right now is to finish school, but still kind of meet those goals. Encourage them to save up, even if you have to manage their finances for them. Yeah. Just take it one step at a time, and teach them you can't spend more than what you make, because building good, strong financial habits, I think, is going to better propel them into being an adult. Because if you have somebody who mismanages all their money, and you're over here mismanaging their money, you're not going to set them up for success.
Yeah. And also I would always recommend for kids to, especially now that I'm a parent, let your first job be your fun job. Your first job be a fun job, a job that you have fun doing, but take it serious. I think I've had a total of 5 jobs altogether. There were some jobs where I was, oh Lord Jesus, Lord God, I was I walked off literally during I got into, because, and mind you, this was back in a time where everybody say, go get you a good government job, go get you a job working for this and that. And me personally, like, I understand, job security, but my work ethic is my job security, right? So I remember I was out selling flowers, right? Just to pay my car note, because I still live with moms. And then I went to this dealership, and they were like, man, you can sell flowers out here. You can sell cars. And he was like, come tomorrow, bring your ID, and we'll go ahead and get you a job. He was like, you ain't got to sell no flowers. So then I was like, oh, bet, right? So I go down there, and he was like, okay, so this is your job description. And he was like, you get paid $500 per car you sell. And I was like, how long do I work? He was like, well, you work all day. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, you work from the time when the lot opens, which was 10 o'clock, till 9 o'clock. I was like, okay, so do I get paid hourly? And he said something like, to the point where he was like, if you don't sell anything for the month or for the pay period, you'll get the minimum. I think it was like, at the time was like $7.25.
Yeah, they give you a little bit of money.
Yeah. And I was like, I walked off that lot. He was like, where you going? I was like, I need to take a break. He was like, you just got here. I was like, yep. I was like, I will. And I lied there. I told him I'll be back. I did not go back. It was over in Cerritos Circle. I never forget. It was a Nissan dealership. And I was like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? I could go back to the rib nest where I was making $7 an hour easily, just getting paid, working on Tuesday through Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you got to be in the financing department if you want to make money in car sales. If you get in there with just a
10
sales job
a.m.
like
to
we
9?
do, then all they're going to let you do is try and take people out on test drives. You know, it's your job to get them in the car, drive them around, get them back in, and then we hand them off to the financing people, and they're the ones who do all the numbers and shit and make all the real money. And if they do sell the car though, you do get 1% of the sale off of that. Well, I worked for Suzuki at the time, so Suzuki did 1% of the sale for test drivers. Yeah.
So
but you had to work all day, and it was
and
I felt shit because it's in somebody else's hands, like, you know.
They got if they feel good, they'll try to upsell, like, you know, because did you get commission on the upsell if they get the warranty package and all that stuff?
Nah, you get 1%. 1%, period.
Yeah.
I literally,
yeah.
You gotta be
that wasn't
financed
the
guy.
only job I walked away from, but that was a job I was like, hell no. Nah, I'm good. But like I said, I would definitely encourage my kids to have a fun job first. You know what I'm saying? But be responsible, because, you know, if you have a fun job and you also able to make money, then you're going to build up a good work ethic. And then you're going to hopefully, as you grow and mature, you'll realize the type of people you would like to be around. And you know what I'm saying? You grow friends. Because like when I went into the workforce, I didn't go to college, but I learned, like, schooling was college, like work was college for me, right? I had customer service, back and forth, people coming into me with their problems. I'm solving it. I learned so many skills with problem solving skills that I don't think I could have learned unless it was on the job training. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
that OJT hits different than reading it from a book.
Yeah. No, for real.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what else do we got on that, Bobby? Is that it? No, we got something else.
No, I think that was it. Helping them find the right first job, make sure that whatever they be realistic about the expectations. If you have somebody who's antisocial and doesn't know how to talk to people, don't put them in a customer service position.
Don't put them in the front of the store.
Don't do that. Let them stock in the back. Let them put the nuggets in the boxes in the back, away from the people, to where they could still be a productive individual. Just, you know,
that sounds like discrimination.
I'm just saying. If you come up to me, look,
I'm not
I'm gonna be nice,
against low intelligence IQ people out there. They're people just like
I've
we
had
are.
people like come to me and they're wearing a mask over their face. First of all, COVID's been freaking over for years. Got a mask over their face and their hair in their face. So I'm like, I don't even know who the hell I'm talking to right now. I don't like that. I'd rather not. I want to see your face when I speak to you. I want to make sure that we both understand each other, especially if I'm doing something that I'm paying for.
You sound like you're protesting ICE now.
It is what it is, dog. It is what it is.
Let me see your face.
Let me see your face.
That set some realistic expectations for that first job. Help them out, but just, you know, be realistic about their skills. Is all I'm saying.
Well, speaking of skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
And kids getting their first job. Artemis is one of those jobs that when we was a kid, we thought about what we wanted to do. Because I sure remember the Muppet Babies episode when everybody went to outer space. And I was like, I want to go to the moon, damn it. Why? Because the moon looks fun. It looks real bright. However, I don't know if it's real. And look, we got some residents on the show who knows about space, you know, space in the, I guess, the final frontier. Artemis II has just landed on the moon a couple hours ago, or less than 24 hours ago. What did you guys take on that? What do you
Who
guys
shot it
think
up
about?
there?
Huh?
Who owns it? Who shot it up there?
I, you know what? I think it's a NASA project, man.
If it's NASA, I don't 100% trust it.
You don't trust them going on the moon, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I can trust it. Why haven't
Wow.
they been able to be back in the moon in the last 50 years, man? Now all of a sudden they're able to get back there.
They got the best AI. I mean, they got the best technology in the world, Craig.
I heard
Bobby, what's your
that.
take on it? Because I know you know more about this than all of us. Not without that you can say.
Yeah, she cannot divulge that information, bro. She's
I
government.
mean,
She's a government worker.
so the cool thing is the equipment that I work on is
don't
is
get
being
yourself in
is
trouble, sis.
I'm not because if I give you like certain numbers, you can go and Google them and you can pull up a little bit of what I do. It'll give you a brief overview. I found a document the other day. I was like, oh, look at this. It just gives you kind of a brief overview. But the there's obviously a special equipment on there and stuff. And so cool thing is I've touched equipment that has possibly gone up there, possibly. We'll see. But you're asking me like what I think. You want me to tell you what Bobby thinks? Or
Yeah, I want to
like
know what Bobby Lopez, Bobbi, because the I is not for a guy. Did I do that right? I think I did that right. Somewhat. No,
Bobby with
Y is for a guy.
Bobby with an eye because a Y is for a guy. I love you anyways, Corey.
Love you too, sis.
So my true honest to God opinion is Donald, you want to go?
I love it. I love
Oh,
it.
wait a minute. I'm sorry. What was the question?
Did you ever? Well, let me ask you this.
We're talking about space still? Yeah,
We
what was the
talking about
question?
Artemis II, NASA's Artemis II. They just landed on the moon. They
Okay.
even got pictures now.
Yeah, do we have a picture? Like, what is it? Is it a drone? Is it a rover vehicle like they say is in Mars? Are people on there? Are people on
No,
the
it's
moon
people on
again?
the ship. There's some very important people on that ship.
Okay, and there's pictures of them getting off and actually walking on the moon this time
Heck
and
nah,
stuff?
come on now.
No?
Look, I'm pulling up the page. I'm pulling up what you can see from 3 days
I
ago
feel
when they
like, honestly,
outside.
the reason why people want to get on the moon is so they could see what type of resources there are on the moon, and then they could start mining resources off the moon. And it'll be just like in the video games when you're playing Star Trek or something. You got to go to the moon and harvest the moon, and bring back those crystals.
Right. So this is what do you guys see this?
Yep. Now it looks like the pictures from space, right?
Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Artemis 2 crew are quite the photographers. See what they snapped already. That right there just makes me feel like it ain't real. That right there makes me feel like it ain't real. What do you guys take on it?
Yeah, why couldn't they get closer to that window, man?
Right? I can make that with AI. I really can.
Yeah.
And I
There's
can
too
have
much
some
stuff.
people in the air doing it.
Yeah. The problem with the internet too, man, is there's so much stuff that they're bringing up to expose the original moon landing that's making more and more sense, that it's making it even harder for me to believe that they really landed on the moon, like who was out in space recording these people doing this stuff in space?
Right.
Who was out there with a camera recording that guy with the freaking thing lining down? Like, why was the rope loose and kind of loose? It should have been floating in the air. It was like an extension cord, kind of, like
Yeah. Look,
the
Bobby, are you ready
gravity
to put
doesn't work
10?
like that.
Are we gonna put 10 foil hats on today, Bobby?
Uh,
Let's go with it. I'm ready.
I don't believe that humans can exist outside of our atmosphere. There's a radiation belt called the Van Allen radiation belt. If you haven't heard it, I don't personally believe that humans can survive that. So my personal opinion is that we have not gone to the moon. We will not go to the moon. And I don't want to say we're all kind of living in some sort of a matrix, if you will, but there's so many things that are just tailored to make you want to believe that these things are possible. But I think a lot of people are paid actors, unfortunately. So that's really like the simplest form that I can tell you is I don't believe humans can get the Van Allen belt. I don't believe that the solar winds and the type of non-gravitational force that exists outside of our atmosphere would probably crush a human. So, along with the lack of oxygen and also too, you have to think for a second, right? So whenever you're launching an aircraft into space, when you're trying to get a payload up at, I think they're supposed to be traveling like at 25,000 miles an hour. Now, I'm not going to say that they didn't send something into space, but I don't believe the crew are on that ship. Is it possible to build something that can possibly go outside of the atmosphere? Yes, but to have something living on it, I'm very skeptical. I am extremely skeptical. I don't believe we ever went to the moon. Not once.
Or
not
outer space?
Once. No, I don't. No, and I believe that's very intentional.
Okay.
Hollywood.
There's a lot of shit going on in this world right now. There's a lot. Okay, I had to spell it, but I couldn't say it.
Hollywood. Back in the day, they used to make these Western movies where they had the cowboys going against the Indians, and you would swear that the Indians were Indians because they were brown, but then you find out that they were just white guys that were painted brown. That's Hollywood for you, man. The art of manipulation to control the masses.
Man,
we had to beat Russia, right? Because Russia was lying too. So of course we're going to lie and say we did something so we could beat someone else. We're America. We're number one. We have to be first in everything. Doesn't the world realize this yet?
well, given the state of the America and the world and all this that's going on, I personally think, they got to give us something different and be like, hey, we're just gonna randomly go to the moon. Like, what the hell? Like, you want to go to the moon for what? We got minerals here. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only reason why they would want to go to the moon is to sack it for minerals or to get away from, you can't take horses to the moon and ride your horses on the moon. So what's the point?
It's all a distraction, folks.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's all a distraction. Because I was like, oh, we're going to the moon. I felt like something like this would have been like huge. You know what I mean? Like for years, they're going to be like, hey, we're developing this. We're supposed to, be off on this time. And here's our countdown till, we actually launch and such. And it's like, oh, all of a sudden there's interviews with astronauts. Like, what?
Space Force. Have you guys seen the show on, I think it's Netflix, maybe Hulu, with Steve Carell called Space Force?
I haven't, but I heard about it. But there is a such thing as Space Force, right?
Yes, there is. This is the show that is the parody to it. And it is exactly what they're supposed to be doing at Space Force. They're learning how to go up there and disconnect satellites and sabotage the enemy from space. And China's already up on the moon with a space station, and they got mining equipment up there, and they're mining the moon already. And we got to go up there with our weapons that somehow we need weapons for this in space now that are anti-gravity weapons and shit, because you can't shoot a bullet in space.
Oh God.
I think listen, I really think that people confuse the idea of something when space is inside of it as like assimilating something to NASA. It's not. We do have satellites that do orbit the Earth. They are currently in orbit, and these satellites provide it's AHF. That's what I work on. It's AHF. It's advanced extremely high frequency. There's a couple of different satellites that have, special terminals on them that do things. All right. They do very special things, very good things, like make sure our nuclear silos are where they're supposed to be, making sure that the E4B is where it's supposed to be. Do you know what an E4B is?
Nah, but
have you ever heard of it? I am going to tell you, because you could easily Google this up. I'm not telling you anything classified. An E4B is it's an Echo 4 Bravo is a doomsday plane. This doomsday plane is built to be in the air for thousands of hours, and it can survive a nuclear attack, right?
Yeah, I saw
so
that.
It is meant to be a tactical command operations center and stuff. And so some of the equipment that I touch specifically goes in here, and it's anti-hacking, anti-jamming, to provide encryptic analysis of the traffic going back and forth between this plane or between nuclear silos and these special satellites. Right. And because that entire area is composed of the electromagnetic spectrum, your EMS, those signals that are going back and forth is where the ComSec comes in. That's ensuring, there's good communication. So there's encrypted traffic analysis, and then there's encrypted messaging going back and forth and stuff. And so that's all of that is stuff that you can Google. So that's where space comes in. So
the Beat 6025 says everyone's obviously entitled to their own opinion. However, I believe they're actually up there currently. Smiley face. Me personally, hey, I'm not knocking it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't bring nothing back with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't bring Thanos with the snap. Don't bring.
Sure. Have you seen Aliens? Leave that up there.
But here's the thing: if it's real, I would love to see like the Final Frontier or the galaxy, because I always wondered. I'm really one of them science nerds at heart. That's the reason why I like tech. I want to see what like light speed really look like. I want to see what the Milky Way, yeah. And then I also want to look and see what a black hole really is. You know what I'm saying? I like those terms, and like I said, I'm a science geek. That was my favorite subject when I was in school, science and English. And those, like, astrology. I would love, yeah. That's why Guardians of the Galaxy and all them other them shows like excite me. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting, because when I was a kid, I think one of the very first career fields I ever thought about getting into was to be an astronomer. My dad got me this big book, and it was really cool because depending on what type of the year you were in, you could see what was supposed to be in the sky at the time. So I learned to find the patterns of the different constellations because of this book.
Wow.
And really cool. So I really love, studying the stars. And, it's interesting. We know more about space than we do about our own oceans.
Ocean, right? The ocean is like, I'm excited about the ocean. It's like, it's only been what? Like only 9% of the ocean has been discovered or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very small percentage, considering 75% of the Earth is covered in water.
Right.
It's like we don't even know about our own planet. We're still finding things out,
Yeah, I'm looking at Godzilla and and Monarch. I'm waiting till a big eye comes out of the ocean, and then another eye comes out of the ocean. And then I'm say, okay, yep.
Jesus, Lord, take me now.
Jesus, come get me.
Lord, I'm ready.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen it all.
I'm talking about unleash the Kraken.
Unleash the Kraken. Just not on the South Bay.
That's funny.
But you know what I'm saying? That is crazy. And that is about it for the Let's Talk About It segment. And you know what? What I would really like for you guys to do while you guys out there watching us, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And please tell a friend. And in the meantime, between time, Bobby, let us know what we could get from you in the Bear County.
Hey, listen, if you tuned into Technically Speaking tonight, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share. if you like this content, I encourage you to continue coming back to the channel. We're giving you news that you can use over here. And, as far as what's going on in the Bear County area. So I have a small business. So if you like supporting small businesses and whatnot, we do water damage. So if you have a leaky fridge, a leaky water heater, whatever that looks like, and you've got, water damage inside your home, give me a call. Find me out on Instagram at Bobby.Lopez at 5, or you can find me on Facebook at Bobby Lopez. So any one of those, hit me up. If you got water damage in the area and you want to, put a mom and pop business to work, give us a call. Donald, what do you got for the folks?
Yes, you can hit me up on Facebook and Instagram here at O_G_millennial. Like, comment, and subscribe to the content we're putting out there. It's kind of similar to this, putting out stuff entertainment-wise. And you could also contact me about swimming pools and spa services. If you have questions or you wanted to know some pricing, you could reach me at the same plug, OG Millennial, and I can give you some prices and answer some questions. And yeah, chit chat a little bit if you guys want. We could talk about space and the moon and, what's really up there. Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Corey, man? What about you?
Well, look, man, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're in the market of starting your podcast, or you need a framework to get your podcast off the ground, or for your side hustles, feel free to DM me at any platform at Corey Giovanni. I'll make sure that I get that information to you. Also, make sure you guys just be friendly out there. Be good humans. That's all we really want you to be. And until next time, we are out. Peace.
Hey. Peace. Be safe, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.